I didn't understand it in the beginning, and now I know what it's at. We've got communism rising up in this country. Nobody wants to call it that, but that's what it is.
Hello everyone, I'm Ben Hedges and we have just left Freedom Plaza behind me where there was a rally with several speakers for President Trump. This was organized by Stop the Steal, which was actually censored on Facebook. We are now marching towards the Supreme Court. You can actually see the US Capitol right here ahead of us. The organizers of this said the reason that they are marching from Freedom Square to the Supreme Court is because they believe that this election will ultimately be decided in the Supreme Court. We'll catch up with a few people and talk to a few people later on.
I'm second generation. I heard the stories about what happens in Latin America when things get a little rowdy. And, you know, Trump, just like any human being, has his defects, but he's the man for the job. And that's why we want him. We want someone who's bold, someone who's going to stand up for freedom. All right, I got unmasked.
For 4 years, they said that this guy hacked the election. He was working with the Russians. He was colluding with the Russians. And it's only now that they're telling everybody to shut up and just take it and accept it, despite the numerous instances of potential, not even potential, at this point it's pretty blatant, numerous videos and instances of election fraud. I couldn't stand for it. Millions of Americans around here clearly couldn't have stood for it, and they came out here. I've even met lots of liberals that also agree and see what's going on here.
It seems like communism is spreading in America faster than this virus is. To stop this spread, we've seen a lot of other nations fall to the tyranny of communism, like Russia and China, other Southeast Asian countries, Central American countries, even Venezuela. We have to realize we cannot let that happen here in America, because our fall will be much worse than all those other countries. And as goes this nation, so goes the world.
A lot of other Americans believe that once a news station says the election's over, it's over, when it's never been the case. Our system goes well into November and December if necessary. And so right now, these people are here to make sure that every legal vote is counted.
We're here to defend our democracy because we don't care if Trump loses, that's fine. We know how to lose. We don't have to break down buildings and start fires because we lost. But at the end of the day, this is America, and we need to save our democracy. We need to save our democracy because at the end of the day, we all have kids, we all have grandkids, and we have to make sure it's a fair election and it's not fraudulent.
And we want our freedom, and BLM is like in our face, trying to hurt people. They're scary, man. I'm 61 and they would like just as soon punch me in the face. And I've never been arrested in my life, and this is scary. This is really scary that this is happening in America. We got to stand up for our rights, right? I'm Joni.
I work with numbers. I'm an estimator, and that's just what I do. I set up a huge spreadsheet. I analyze the difference between 2016, 2020. I looked at turnouts in each county individual. I analyzed it. I had like 60, 70, 80 columns, and I analyzed it and sorted the data in a whole bunch of different ways. That's what I came up with. Trump won Pennsylvania in a landslide.
I'm from Hong Kong originally, and seeing things going downhill so fast, freedom lost in such a short time, it wakes me up. So I'll let you know this. I was wondering, I saw that 2 million people march in Hong Kong. So I often ask myself, if I had been in Hong Kong, would I be among the 2 million people? And now I don't have to wonder. I'm here, so I know I have the courage to do it.
我在美国25年，之前也跟很多人一样啊，对那个政治没有什么了解，只因为去年的时候在香港发生了一场很大的运动，因为我在香港的朋友们、家里的人告诉我，嘿，你没有留意我们的新闻，因为香港现在很危险这样子。就因为香港去年的事情，把我都吵醒了。之前对政治没有什么感觉的我，现在发现很多东西都是很不对的，所以我在今年是对2次投票，然后这次投票是不是因为我的盲目的选择，是因为我清楚了什么是政治，然后川总统对我们带来的对美国的前途，对美国以前的一贯的他们的做法全部都改了，所以我从香港那场运动之前、之后，然后也醒起来了，跟很多美国人一样都醒起来了。
Yeah, rallies like this are very important. It's a pivotal time in history right now. I've seen it in my lifetime. I'm in my 60s. I didn't understand it in the beginning, and now I know what it's at. We've got communism rising up in this country. Nobody wants to call it that, but that's what it is. When these people are going against everything this country was founded on, what else can it be? So I come to every rally. I'm around like-minded people. We need to get people awake to what's going on, or we're going to lose this republic.
Voter confidence has been collapsing. We need to recapture the confidence and bring it back, and the only way to do that is the audit, and so that we can make sure that these things that are surfacing about Dominion voting systems, that's very scary, and we don't want that. So I think we really do need a forensic audit on this and make sure that it was counted accurately.
We need to make sure there's no dead people voting. We need to make sure everybody's alive, breathing, no mail-in voting. I don't know what they're talking about. That was the biggest fraud since the pandemic started, was this mail-in voting. And I'm a registered Democrat, so I absolutely know that. My mail-in vote didn't even go to me. It went to a place that I lived 10 years ago.
Fake news, fake news, fake news, fake news, fake news, fake news, fake news.
Trump was right when he said the media is the enemy of the people. Not all media, clearly, but most media is the enemy of the people. They manipulate, they hide, they censor.
Make them think that they were on our side.
You do? Hey, you want to say something?
I love your channel. I watch you guys on YouTube. You guys have real news. Thank you for being here.
And why are you here today? What are you doing?
Oh, I'm here from Rochester, New York. We came all the way to Washington because this is really important for people to be here.
Nice. We're from New York too, so represent New York. Have a great day, huh?
You too. I love your channel.
Well, it seems pretty clear that there's been a lot of dishonesty, a lot of corruption, and what's happening is the media, for the most part, is all ignoring it, and it's not being spoken that it's the truth. So it's time for someone to stand up and do something about it.
All right, so we are here live in Washington, D.C. I love you guys. She says she loves the Epic Times.
I love Epic Times!
Oh,
I love this guy. We see you on YouTube all the time.
There he is. We got fans. We got fans.
Epic Times. I love this guy.
They're looking.
Right, Epic Times! Woo!
You guys. You guys. You guys. Love you guys. Epic Times. Yeah. Who did you vote for?
Trump.
God bless the Epic Enoch Times.
Oh, I know that guy.
God bless you guys. We love you guys. The only real news.
Yeah, there it is.
The only real news out there. Thank God. Thank God for you guys. God bless you.
I'm a big fan of Epic Times. You guys are replacing and demolishing the mainstream media, and you guys have an amazing presence here today. I'm stunned by you guys, honestly. Fantastic work.
Besides fraud, the other big word really that ties all these pieces together is technology. We are looking at a new era for humanity where our technology and the connectivity of that allows for abuse of it, whether that be apps or computer programs that can skew an election, from the ground up. This could be a school board or a county election all the way up to the highest levels.
Facebook and Google and all of the different media that are trying to say, hey, it's our way, or no, there's no other way. We don't agree with that.
It makes my heart sad because we've always been the greatest country in the world, and we're starting to split apart, and I don't want to see that happen, and I don't think any American wants to see that happen.
I know there is a lot of divide in our country, and that does sadden me, and I don't want to see any hate, and I don't want to see people get hurt. I don't know the answers to unify that, but I do believe President Trump has the power to unify this country, and I do think if we elect him for 4 more years, he will be able to push forward with that movement.
We'll talk about what we don't like, but we don't stand on that soapbox and we don't fight for our rights, unfortunately. And it's time for that to stop, because it seems like the few in our country are speaking for the many. And it's just not right.
A lot of people have driven a long ways to come here. It would be easier to just sit at home and ignore what's going on in the world, but they believe that they have a voice that should be heard, and so they have taken the time and effort to come here. So I really appreciate that.
Well, I think there are a lot of concerns about how the election was run. That's not uncommon for people to have concerns. We're still moving through the process in states to certify those results. There will be litigation. It's not like this has never happened. We've been through times like this before. The nation has survived. We just need to let the process take its course, look at all the evidence, and then determine a forward action appropriately.
This is about not only my freedom and liberty, but the liberty of my kids and my grandkids and generations we don't even know.
Humanity is a collective conscience, and I believe that if we come together, we can defeat this. And that, to me, is evil trying to divide us and take over right now. and we just need to come together as human beings, as Americans, not right versus left.
Where the country is going depends on this election. If the left gets in, it's my humble opinion that we are going to see more socialism in this country, and there's going to be a lot of people that think it's wonderful, but they don't look at history. History is repeating itself. We are at a point in time where it could go one way or the other. And if we lose this republic, we'll never have another one. So going forward, this has to be an election that's made for the majority of the people one way or the other. If the majority of this country wants to go socialism, I am so sorry for that, but then the majority rules. But this election has to be honest, because I don't believe that most Americans want that. That's not what this country was founded on, and I don't think that's where they want to go.
I think what's important in America is doing what's right, standing for truth. And there's a cost when you stand for truth. And we must be willing to stand for truth and to pay that price. And when we do that, we are rewarded.
这里是游行的终点，那我后面就是美国最高法院。这一次选举的结果很可能是在这里决定的，因为媒体无论宣布谁赢了都没有效，不是他们的决定。那今天我们采访到了很多人，真的可以感觉到美国自由的精神。那今天的节目就到这里，我们下次再见。